Welcome to another video in the Practice Makes You Better series, where I'm going to be tackling all 14 categories and giving you hints, tips and tricks along the way with a 30-question mock test. In this episode, I'm going to do vehicle and handling. So I'm doing a 30-question mock test. I'm going to break it down in simple terms, giving you hints, tips and tricks along the way to help you pass your theory test first time. My app of choice is Driving Test Success, which I'm using on the iPad. So let's get started. So in this question, what should you do when dealing with this hazard? So triangles are warnings, if you didn't know. And a ford, again, if you didn't know, I don't know why they use the word ford, but ford is a lot of surface water, burst pipe, flooding. So the question, what should you do when dealing with this hazard? Now you know it's a lot of surface water. The answer that we're looking for is something along the lines of driving slow and in a low gear, something along those lines. Use a low gear and drive slowly, first one out the hat. Just in case you haven't seen my videos before, I always say read all the answers because sometimes there's a better answer with more information. So use a high gear to prevent wheel spin, no. Switch on your hazard warning lights, no. And switch on your windscreen wipers, no. So it's going to be the first option. What colour are the reflective studs along the left-hand edge of a motorway? Now, motorway studs, a lot of you guys are still struggling with that. If you haven't seen my videos on motorway studs, I'm going to leave it up here somewhere. I'll leave the link in the description so you can go and watch the video in full details. When they ask this question, in simple terms, RWA of motorway, the letters of motorway come in exact order of the colours of the studs. So, question, what are the reflective studs along the left-hand edge of the motorway? So if you look at the word motorway here, R is on the left of the WA, so it's going to be red. Don't need to go any further because we worked that one out logically. There can't be a better answer than that. Why should you switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared? Now, with this question, they can give you two options. One, your brake lights, it can be confusing with your brake lights, and the other one that you can dazzle other road users. Just in case you didn't know, your fog lights are red but more intense and your brake lights are red. So if the fog has lifted, it can be confusing between the brake lights and fog lights, and the other option they give you is dazzle other road users. Because your fog lights are more intense and the fog has lifted, you can dazzle other road users. So let's see what option they gave us with this question. To stop draining the battery, no. To prevent dazzling drivers behind, yes, possible. To stop the engine losing power, no. To allow your headlights to work, no. So it's going to be this one. On this occasion, it's to prevent dazzling drivers behind. But on another occasion, it can be confusing with the brake lights. What should you do when you're driving along a road that has a series of road humps? In other words, speed humps. Speed humps are traffic calming measures. If you didn't know, traffic calming measures are for you to reduce your speed. There's three types of traffic calming measures as well. There's speed humps, width restriction where the space is tight and you got to drive through slowly, and chicanes where the pavement comes out and you got to slow down to negotiate the width for the pavement. So vary your speed between each road hump, no. Stay at a reduced speed for the whole stretch of the road. That's a possible. Set your car's cruise control, no. Brake firmly when you reach each road hump, and again, no. So stay at a reduced speed for the whole stretch of the road. So you're reducing the braking as well by doing that, which in turn saves the environment, just in case you didn't know. What must you do when you're overtaking a car at night? So the key word there is must, kind of like a law thing. Must you do when you're overtaking a car at night? And normally with this, because it's nighttime, is not to dazzle other road users or oncoming vehicles, basically. Select a high gear, no. Make sure you don't dazzle other road users, yes. Flash your headlights before overtaking, no. Switch your headlights to main beam before overtaking, again, no. You're driving on a motorway at night. Which lights should you have on if there are other vehicles just ahead of you? Right. Now, when they ask a light question, it's a bog standard light question like this one is. So you're driving on a motorway at night, bog standard. It's always going to be dipped headlights or headlights. It's the same thing. Sometimes they just drop the dipped part. So it's either dipped headlights or headlights. If they want more information in terms of lights, they're going to give you clues in the question. So you're driving in fog, you now know it's going to be fog lights. You're parked on the road at 30 miles an hour or more, you now know it's going to be parking lights. They will give you more information, but this is a bog standard light question. We're looking for dipped headlights or headlights. Side lights only, no. Dipped headlights, yes. Front fog lights, no. Main beam headlights, no. You're traveling on a road that has road humps. What should you do when the driver in front is traveling more slowly than you? So again, triangles are warnings. Again, if you're using the app that I'm using, you can always enlarge the image, but there's nothing more to see there, to be fair, but you can enlarge in this image, especially if you do it on your phone, because obviously it's going to be a lot smaller than the phone. You can enlarge the image and then pull it back. That's speed humps. If someone's driving slow in front of you, just slow down and stay behind. Be patient. You're not in a rush on your driving lessons. You're not in a rush on the driving test. So sound your horn, slow down and stay behind. Yes. Overtake as soon as you can. No. Flash your headlights. No. A casualty isn't breathing normally and needs CPR. At what rate should you press down and release on the center of their chest? The answer for this is 120 beats per minute. It's 2 every second, basically. So you're looking for 120 beats per minute. So first one at the hat, 120, 60, 10, 240. No, it's 120 beats per minute. A collision has just happened. An injured person is lying in a busy road. What's the first thing you should do? Now, sometimes I always say look for golden nuggets in the question, look for clues in the question. Now, the clue here, the person is lying in a busy road, so the road is busy. What's the first thing you should do? The safety factor is warn other road users. That's the first thing you should do. So let's see if they've given us that as an option. Place them in a recovery position. No. Treat the person for shock. No. Make sure the injured person is kept warm. No. Warn other traffic. Make the area safe for the person and also you if you're going to help out. So it's warn other traffic. What will happen to your car when you drive up a steep hill? Imagine yourself walking up a steep hill. If you're walking up a steep hill, you're going to be working harder. You're going to be out of breath if you're not fit. So the car is no different. It just means the engine is going to be working harder to get up that steep hill. So again, we're looking for something along those lines. The engine will work harder, the first one out. Overtaking will be easier, no. The steering will feel heavier, no. The gears will pull better, again, no. You're at a scene of an incident. How could you help someone who's suffering from shock? If someone is suffering from shock, what you want to do is reassure them. Keep talking to them. Let them know that you are there for them. Don't use words like everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine. You can't use words like that or statements like that. But just keep talking to them. Let them know they're not alone. So we're looking for something like along those lines, reassurance more than anything else. Reassure them confidently. Again, the first one at the hat. Offer them a cigarette. Definitely no. Give them a warm drink. No. And offer them some food. Again, no. Never give anyone food, drink or cigarettes at a scene of an accident, just in case they need an operation, because food and gas don't mix. So that's a little tip for you guys. What should you do first if your vehicle has broken down on an automatic railway level crossing? Now, safety facts, if you've broken down on a railway crossing, you want to get everybody out of the car, get everyone out to safety. That's going to be the priority. And remember, the fairy tale is always about safety. Not stop the car, not try to push it, just get everybody out to safety and then go from there. So get everyone out of the vehicle and clear the crossing. Again, so it seems to be the first one. Walk along the track to give warning to any other approaching trains. No. Telephone your vehicle recovery service to move it. No. Try to push the vehicle clear of the crossing as soon as possible. Again, no. At an incident, a casualty isn't breathing. What should you do while helping them to start breathing again? Now, with this one, you're looking to open the airways or remove anything that's falling into their mouth. Let's just check to see what they're giving us. Put their arms across their chest. No. Shake them firmly. No. Open the airways. Yes, open the airways. So what you're checking to see if anything's lodged inside their mouth. If there is finger and thumb, get rid. So it's going to be that one. And roll them onto their side. Rolling them onto their side is a recovery position. It says here to help them start breathing, so they're not recovered yet. You're driving in fog. Why should you keep well back from the vehicle in front? Remember, fog is a mist, it's hard to see, so you want to stay well back just in case the car in front of you stops suddenly or something along those lines. Remember, always try to think about the safety factor. In case it stops suddenly, again, the first one out. In case its brakes lights dazzle you, no. In case its fog lights dazzle you, no. In case it changes direction suddenly, again, no. It's just in case the car stops suddenly. It's going to take you a little bit longer to work out because fog is a thick mist. It's hard to see what's going on ahead of you. At an incident, it's important to look after any casualties. What should you do with them when the area is safe? If the area is safe, you leave them where they are. Do not move someone unnecessarily because you can do them more harm than good that you can't see internally as a point. So never move anyone if the area is safe. Just leave them there. So keep them where they are. Again, the first one out. Ask them how it happened. Move them away from the vehicles. Give them something to eat. All knows. What should you do if you have to make a journey in foggy conditions? Now, with this question, again, they can give you two options. One is leave plenty of time for your journey. The second one is clean your windscreen and headlights because fog is a mist. It sticks to the windscreen, sticks to the headlights. Clean it before setting off on your journey. So let's see what option they gave us. Follow other vehicles' tail lights closely. No, because it's fog. You don't want to drive too close. And on one of the previous questions, stay well back just in case it stops suddenly, so that can't be. Keep it 2 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. That's on a clear, dry road is a 2-second gap. Avoid using dipped headlights. No, you should be using definitely dipped headlights and fog lights. And leave plenty of time for your journey. It's going to be that one. Because everyone should be driving slower to make it safer, it's going to take you longer to reach to your destination. So leave plenty of time for your journey so you are not rushing in fog. What should you do if a tyre bursts while you're driving? Right, if a tyre bursts while you are driving, that's called a blowout. So if you didn't know that, if a tyre bursts, it's called a blowout. So pull on the parking brake, no. You want to keep both hands on the wheel, to be honest, because you're down to 3 wheels. The car's going to be shifting all over the place. So keep both hands on the wheel so you've got better control. Pull up slowly at the side of the road. That's going to be the safest option. Continue on at a normal speed. That's not going to be possible because you're down to 3 wheels. And brake as quickly as possible. Once you start braking, again, the car will shift left or right, depending on which tire's blown out. So no, it's going to pull up slowly at the side of the road. You're driving at night. What should you do if you're dazzled by headlights coming towards you? Now, just in case you didn't know, dazzled means temporary blindness. For driving, dazzled means temporary blindness. It's like looking to the sun, you lose the vision for a little while. So the answer or the options they normally give you with this is either slow down until you regain your eyesight or stop until you regain your eyesight. So you've been dazzled, you've been blinded, slow down or stop until your eyesight comes back. It's only a temporary loss and not for long either. So pull down your sun visor. It's nighttime. That's not going to be possible or necessary. Shade your eyes with your hands, no. Flash your main beam headlights, no. Slow down or stop, yes. What's the reason for traffic calming measures? Now, as I explained earlier, traffic calming measures are speed humps, width restrictions or chicanes. And all that is to reduce the speed, especially like near a school area, for example. So it's just reduce speed. That's all it is. So to slow down traffic, yes. To make parking easier, no. To make overtaking easier, no. To stop road rage, no. When are you allowed to use hazard warning lights? Now, if you read the question, look for the golden nugget, hazard warning lights. The key word there is hazard. So you're looking for something being a problem. So let's look to see what they're giving us. When traveling slowly because you're lost, no, that's not a hazard. When parked on double yellow lines to visit a shop, you shouldn't be parked on double yellows and plus you're parked, so no. When traveling during darkness without headlights, you shouldn't be traveling without headlights when it's dark. As soon as it becomes dark, you should be having your dipped headlights on. When you're stopped and temporarily obstructing traffic, so you're a hazard, you're obstructing traffic, hazard, lights. So the two tallies, so it's going to be that one. What should you do if your vehicle catches fire while you're driving through a tunnel? When this question comes up, most people put get out the car straight away. Now, because they visualize the car is on fire, as in totally dangerous, engulfed in flames. Now, This has been updated in recent times to make it quite clear that your car is still drivable. So in the question or the answer, they're going to make it quite clear that your car is still drivable, because the answer they want is for you to keep driving out of the tunnel, because they want your car into open space so the fire can be tackled easily and the fire engine can get to you. If you stopped in the tunnel, you're causing other people to come into danger and the fire engine won't be able to get to you. So I repeat, in the question or the answer, they're going to make it quite clear that your car is still drivable. So the answer is going to be keep driving until you come out the other side. So let's see what option they gave us. So let me just read that question again. What should you do if your vehicle catches fire while you're driving through a tunnel? Drive it out of the tunnel if it's safe to do so. So the key word there is safe, which means your car is still drivable. It's safe to do that. That's the option you want to go for. Pull up, then walk to an emergency telephone. No. Leave it where it is with the engine running. No. Park it away from the carriageway. Again, no. I will repeat, a car fire starts very, very small. It takes a very long time to spread for it to be totally dangerous. So if you did get caught in a tunnel and your car's on fire, they want you to drive out. To be fair, you got to be really unlucky for your car to catch fire for one and then still be in the tunnel. But hey, it's still a question that needs to be answered. How can you cause your vehicle's engine to control your speed? Now, your vehicle's engine to control the speed is called engine braking, and that's choosing a low gear, slow speed. For those of you who are taking driving lessons, first and second gear are power gears, but drive the car at slow speeds. So you would choose a low gear to use engine braking. So we're looking for something along those lines. So by selecting reverse gear, obviously no. By changing to a lower gear, yes, low gear, slow speed. By selecting neutral, neutral technically is not a gear. That's why when you park up, you go handbrake neutral so you can come off the pedals. And by changing to a higher gear will make your car go faster, because higher gears drive the car at faster speeds. If there's been a collision, how can you help a driver who's suffering from shock? This is similar to the previous question. Reassure them, keep talking to them. Let them know you are there, but remember, do not tell them they're going to be fine. Do not tell them they're going to be okay, because you can't use statements like that and give people false hope. So ask who caused incident. You don't need to know that. Give them a drink. No. Offer them a cigarette. No. Remember, don't give them food to drink at a scene of an accident, and reassure them confidently. Yes. Let them know there's someone there for them to keep them calm. Which plate may appear with this road sign? So again, it's a speed hump. And you know it's a speed hump, there's no white bit in the middle, you can just only drive over it. So always enlarge the image if you're doing it on your phone, for example, to get all the clues possible. And it's a speed hump, so we're looking for that. Humps for half a mile is what we want to go for. Which light should you switch on when daytime visibility is poor but not seriously reduced? Again, bog standard light question. If you remember what I said before, if it's bog standard light question, it's either dipped headlights or headlights, which is the same thing. So that's all we're looking for. Front fog lights, no. Rear fog lights, no. Dipped headlights, yes. Headlights and fog lights, no. You're on a motorway. When can you use your hazard warning lights? So we're looking for something that's going to cause us a problem with this one, because it's on a motorway. So something that's going to cause a problem, that's the one we want to go for. So when you're being towed by another vehicle, no. When the vehicle is following you too closely, no. When you slow down quickly because of a danger ahead, danger, hazard, yes. When you're driving on a hard shoulder, you should not be driving on a hard shoulder unless it's an emergency. And that's stopping on a hard shoulder, by the way, not even driving on a hard shoulder, stopping on a hard shoulder unless it's an emergency. You're driving with front fog lights switched on. What should you do if the fog is cleared? If the fog is gone, switch them off. Simple. Drive with them on instead of your headlights. No. Switch them off as long as visibility remains good. Yes. Flash them to warn oncoming traffic that it's foggy. No, because the fog is lifted or cleared. Leave them on if other drivers have their lights on. No, other drivers may forget to turn their lights off. So you turn them off because the fog is lifted. Remember, the fog lights are bright and intense. You don't want them on in broad daylight. What's the first thing you must do if you have a collision while you're driving your car? If you have a collision in your car, the first thing you do, you must stop to make sure everybody's all right. So it's going to be something along those lines. Stop only if someone waves at you, no. Stop at the scene of incident, yes. Call for emergency services, no. Call your insurance company, no. Following a collision, a person has been injured. What would be a warning sign for shock? Rapid, shallow breathing. It's probably going to be that one. If they're in shock, they're going to be short of breath. Flush complexion, slow pulse, warm, dry skin. It's going to be the first one. After a collision, someone is unconscious in their vehicle. When should you call emergency services? In this one, you're going to call them straight away. That's the common thing. If there's an accident, someone always thinks someone else to call an ambulance. You just pick up the phone. The emergency services do not mind how much time you place a phone call because they're getting live updates. So the answer to this one is going to be something along the line as soon as possible. The first one out. Only as a last resort, after you've woken them up and after checking for broken bones, and they're all no's with that one. So there you have it, another 30 question mock test in the vehicle and handling category. So hopefully you got some benefit from that, and I've showed you how to break it down, look for little clues in the questions and little clues in the answers. If you haven't already, come and join us in the Discord server in our community where you can get more help with your theory test to help you get that pass first time out. The invite will be in the description and as a pinned comment. If you got value from this video, like, comment below and subscribe. YouTube's going to show you a video here. I'm going to show you a video here. Go off and watch which video is relevant to you, and I will catch you in the next video.